Hello, dear souls, and welcome to this deep exploration of one of the most profound spiritual questions humanity has ever asked. Are all souls chosen? From the beginning of time, humanity has wrestled with identity, purpose, and destiny. People have looked up at the stars and wondered, why am I here? What is the meaning of my life? Did God choose me for something greater? Or am I just one among billions? The truth is, this question is not just philosophical, it's personal. It cuts deep into the heart of who you are. Because if you are chosen, it means your life carries a divine weight. It means every breath, every step, and every choice matters in the eternal story of creation. So let us dive into this mystery together and discover what it really means to be chosen and whether that destiny belongs to all souls or to only a few. The Bible speaks clearly about God's intimate knowledge of us before our birth. In Jeremiah 1:5, the Lord declares, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." Think about that for a moment. Before your body was shaped, before your parents even knew you were coming, God already knew you. Not just as a vague idea, not just as a passing thought, but intimately, personally. He knew your soul, your essence, your destiny. This tells us something extraordinary. No soul is random. No life is an accident. If you exist, you were already chosen in the heart of God. You were set apart with intention. But if that's true, then why does the world look the way it does? Why do some people live in light while others live in darkness? Why do some awaken to purpose while others wander aimlessly? If all are chosen, why do so few walk like they are? This is where the words of Jesus in Matthew 22:14 bring clarity. For many are called, but few are chosen. At first, this sounds almost contradictory. Didn't Jeremiah tell us that we were all known and set apart? Yet Jesus says many are called, but only a few are chosen. Here's the key. The call is universal, but the chosen are those who respond. Being chosen is not just about God's invitation, it's about your willingness to embrace it. The seed of destiny is planted in every soul, but not every soul waters that seed, nurtures it, and allows it to grow. Imagine a vast field where every seed has the potential to become a mighty tree. The sun shines on all of them. The rain falls on all of them. Yet some seeds never break through the soil. Others sprout but wither because their roots are shallow. Only a few grow strong and bear fruit. The potential is in all, but the realization belongs to the few who awaken and persevere. This is why being chosen is not about superiority. It is about responsibility. The Apostle Peter writes in 1 Peter 2:9, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." Notice the wording, you are chosen, not to boast, not to elevate yourself, but to carry light, to declare God's praises, to live as a witness of the eternal kingdom. So the chosen ones are not special because they are better. They are chosen because they are willing to carry more responsibility. They are awakened to a greater purpose. And with that awakening comes the duty to shine, to serve, to love, and to lead others toward truth. Now let's answer the question directly. Are all souls chosen? The answer is layered. All souls are chosen in creation. Every life begins with divine intention. God does not create accidents. If you exist, it is because you were chosen to exist. Your very soul is a reflection of divine choice. All souls are called in spirit. There is not a single human being who is not invited to awaken, to align, and to step into the light. The Spirit calls continuously, whispering truth into every heart. But not all souls are chosen in destiny. Destiny requires participation. It requires surrender. It requires a willingness to say yes to God's call. And many resist that call. Many remain asleep. Many choose darkness over light. So yes, in one sense, all souls are chosen, but in another sense, only those who respond truly walk as chosen. Jesus himself expands on this in John 15:16. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. This verse reveals two key truths. First, God's choice precedes our choice. You are already chosen whether you know it or not. Second, chosenness is not passive. It comes with a mission to bear fruit. And not just any fruit, but fruit that remains, fruit that impacts eternity. So ask yourself, what fruit is your life bearing? Is it fruit of love, kindness, truth, and service? Or is it fruit of selfishness, fear, and neglect? Because being chosen is not just about identity, it's about action. Because being chosen is not just about identity, it's about action. Now let's look deeper into the universal truths about chosenness. Every soul carries divine essence. The breath of life itself is evidence of chosenness. The spark of God is within you. Awakening determines destiny. Some hear the call and respond. Some ignore it. Some resist it. Your willingness to awaken determines whether you live as chosen. Chosenness is about alignment. To be chosen means to align with God's will, not your own. It is about surrender, obedience, and partnership with divine purpose. The chosen carry responsibility. They are vessels of light in a world of darkness. Their life is no longer just for themselves, it becomes a channel of blessing for others. The chosen are refined by trials. To walk as chosen is not an easy path. It comes with testing, pruning, and challenges that purify the soul and strengthen the spirit. Think about Israel in the Old Testament. They were called God's chosen nation, not because they were more righteous than others, but because God chose to work through them to reveal His covenant and His light to the world. In the same way, when you embrace your chosenness, you become a vessel through which God's truth can flow. Your life becomes a living testimony. But here is something important. If being chosen depends on our response, does that mean some souls are permanently excluded? The answer is no. The door remains open as long as there is life. The invitation is constant. The Spirit keeps calling. The Apostle Paul writes in Romans 8:28-30, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. For those God foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those He predestined, He also called. Those He called, He also justified. Those He justified, He also glorified." This passage shows us that God's plan is comprehensive. He foreknew, He predestined, He called, He justified, and He glorified. In other words, the framework of chosenness is built into creation itself. The only missing piece is our response. So what does this mean for your destiny? It means you are not born by chance. You are not created without purpose. You are not wandering through life without direction. The divine hand has already marked you, already chosen you, already called you. The question is, will you awaken to that reality? Will you live as though your life matters eternally? Will you embrace the responsibility of being chosen? Because once you do, everything changes. Your struggles take on meaning because they shape you for your mission. Your gifts become tools not for self-glory but for service. Your relationships become opportunities to reflect divine love. Your destiny becomes clear not as something you create but as something you uncover. So let me return to the question we started with. Are all souls chosen? Yes, all souls are chosen in creation. Yes, all souls are called in spirit. But only those who respond, who awaken, and who surrender to the divine call walk fully as chosen in destiny. This is your invitation today, to step beyond being called and into being chosen. To not just carry the spark, but to fan it into flame. To not just exist, but to live with eternal purpose. The Bible says in Revelation 17:14, "They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them because he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers." Notice that last phrase, called, chosen, and faithful. That is the complete journey. You are called, you are chosen, and you are invited to remain faithful until the end. So hear this truth and let it sink deeply into your heart. You are chosen, not tomorrow, not someday, not maybe. You are chosen right now. Your soul was marked with divine intention before the foundation of the world. The call is within you. The light is within you. The destiny is waiting for you. The only question that remains is, will you walk in it?